You know who made it.
And we are live from LinkedIn, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter. No, I don't know why I'm just used to saying Twitter. We're not even live on X anymore. I canceled it because I had to pay to keep going live on X. So there wasn't as huge of an audience there. Sorry, Elon, I respect you in many ways, but just can't pay for X. But we are live on those channels and coming at you with Weekly Wednesday. Welcome to Weekly Wednesday, Revenue Party people. Let us know where you're tuning in from. I see you, Randy. You are tuning in from Dallas. Thank you for being here. And of course, this show is for the audience. So keep us honest. And I'm going to introduce you to the guests here as soon as I can. But for just a quick, brief moment, let me share the prizes with you. So you're going to want to use these keywords throughout the show to enter to win different prizes, and we will do the drawing after the show. So you enter to win for prize 1 through 6 by using the associated keyword, and then there's a draw tool that we'll use at the end of the show. If you win, we will follow up with you and connect with you via email to connect you with the brand. So be sure to stay in touch. Hello, Randy. But our prizes tonight are amazing. We've got prize 1, High Level. Thank you so much, High Level. It's a swag pack, and you're going to get a t-shirt, 2 t-shirts, a water bottle, and a hat. I know Randy actually just got one and made a post about it. So thank you, Randy, for doing that. And then also Cherry Assistant. Get 10 free hours of virtual assistant service. You'll see at the ad time at intermission their menu of services and everything that they could do for you. So test it out by entering to win by just tagging Cherry Assistant or writing Cherry Assistant in the comments. And then, of course, prize 3 is a headset from Headset Advisor. If you haven't heard of Headset Advisor, then I definitely suggest following them on YouTube because they have really hilarious content of putting on blenders around people trying to make calls. And they just have really great noise canceling hardware and software. So they've got a lot of stuff going on there. They've got the whole Neep thing. But what's up, Columbus, Ohio? So just put hashtag headset in the comments to enter to win this professional wireless headset from Headset Advisor. And hashtag email for Lavender. If you haven't heard of Lavender, I don't know. You must be living under a bush. Did I already say that? But they took over the internet, and they have a Chrome extension that helps you optimize your cold email. So it uses AI to help you with your tone. It helps you be concise. So I definitely suggest putting hashtag email. If you are on TikTok, you cannot enter to win these. I apologize. You better head on over to YouTube and search for Whiskey Wednesday on YouTube. We're still called Whiskey Wednesday on YouTube. Hashtag personal branding for prize 5. That's going to be my program. And hashtag revenue gets you the prizes from our guests, who I'm going to introduce you to here in just a moment. So you're going to get 30 minutes from either of them, both of them, if you put hashtag revenue and then you end up winning the drawing after the show. You do not have to stick around to win. We will still follow up with you. So what's up, Florida? Hey, Mark Jarrow. We were just talking about you pre-show, actually. You came up because Mark helped introduce me to Heather Monahan when she came on. But let's get into how we can expand our reach. So we've got some really hot topics and hot guests. So welcome to the show, Christine and David. So happy to have you here.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you so much, Jess.
Absolutely. Thank you both. And let's get right into it. So I didn't prepare you pre-show for this, but if you watched one of our previous episodes, you would know that I asked you to share a 2-minute introduction of yourself. I'm going to put up a little timer for 2 minutes. We want to know your full life story, everything we cannot find on LinkedIn, from birth to what brought you to now. Like, we want to know the real juice. So, Christine, could you kick us off?
Sure. I am a health and fitness coach for high-performing women, and I'm a one-stop shop coach. So I do fitness, mindset, nutrition, wellness. I believe it's a whole body approach. I'm also a military spouse, and I've moved 11 times in the last 8 years. My husband is a commander in the Navy. I know, kind of a big deal. And I have 2 beautiful children who are 6 and 3. They are the love of my life, and we are all type A in this family, so there's no chill mode.
Wow, you did it in 30 seconds. Any more you want to add?
We're moving to Spain in June of 25, and that's in Rhode Island, and this is where my husband and I fell in love about 8 years ago, so full circle.
That's incredible. Well, thank you so much for joining us tonight. I know you have created I don't know. I want to say, like, you've just built such an amazing personal brand, and you've proven that, like, any industry can build a personal brand and make it revenue generating across multiple platforms. And, I found you through Melanie Borden's content on LinkedIn. And you've just grown there and worked with a lot of different LinkedIn influencers on their fitness, which, entrepreneurs, we need to be healthy, right? Because it is stressful. You have to take care of yourself. So we need people like Christine, and it's awesome that you understand branding. So looking forward to getting into that with you later. But David, we want to hear from you. What's your full life story in 2 minutes?
All right, I'll try my best. Thank you so much, Jess. So former New Jersey native, born of family that all had been bit by the entrepreneurial spirit. So I don't know that I got much of a chance. Moved to South Florida, fell in love as a nerd with computer science and engineering. And then eventually, as the internet in the mid 90s became popular and a thing, got in there pretty early and realized that I had the skill and the passion to begin developing websites, begin marketing, project managing, building businesses, and the pain of finance came along with all of that. And then eventually learned the who, not how, of how to surround yourself by some of the best and make life so much better. And since then founded Court Team Partners. And here we are helping companies get incubated from as early as concept all the way through funding and into exits. And I'm a proud father of 2 teenage daughters, 14 and 16. And I think that'll do it.
That's awesome. And I enjoy working with you, David. And, just full disclosure with the audience, we have a business relationship, and I get to see your amazing work and your smart entrepreneurial spirit weekly. And it's just really inspiring. So I am incredibly honored to have you here on the show. So let's get
Thank you, Jess. Appreciate it.
Of course. Let's get into our first topic. Consistency is key, which it is so key in marketing, and people give up like right before they're about to like skyrocket, right? But you got to show up and keep trying. Same thing in fitness, right? It's consistency is key.
Yes.
So this is a really great topic. Could you kick us off on it, Christine?
Sure. So I truly relate social media to health and wellness because there's so many universal messages. Consistency is key. So, my daughter the other day asked me, "Mommy, what's your superpower?" And I said, Cha-Cha, we call her Cha-Cha. I am just tenacious. So I just don't believe in giving up because there's always another avenue. So I think with social media, you really get to be creative and you get to show up in different ways. So having content pillars is a great way to show up in different ways. And I really believe that every day is a new day to start new. You don't start over, you start again because we're never in the same place as we were before. So the same goes with social media. You get to start again and really speak to who you are. And I think with a brand, you can really speak to who you help, but also talk about you. I had two different clients that reached out to me recently and they said, wow, if I didn't know your backstory, I probably would never worked with you because I didn't feel like I could relate. And I said, oh my gosh, like, thank you for working with me, but also you want to come through relatable. And sometimes through social media, it's hard, right? So you want to show your best foot forward, but also be real.
Absolutely. It's a great point. What might you add to consistency, David?
I think consistency, focus, having a reliable schedule is absolutely an enormous key to success. In fact, I think that one of the luckiest things that I ever had going for me is choosing to be consistent is something that was sort of built into my DNA. And I found that it can be a lifesaver in so many ways, but it can be hard at certain times as well. But I think if you can work on that, that's the one thing that'll keep everything going.
Absolutely. It all resonates so much. I was just adding that into the comments on Facebook. What actionable tips might either of you give? Like, do either of you use some sort of AI calendar, or how do you keep your calendar plugged in and alive? Because it's like a living, breathing organism all the time, right? How do you organize that so that you can consistently show up online and offline at the gym or wherever it is that you work out?
Yeah. I mean, I do a lot of my captions while I'm doing cardio. So it helps me think a lot better. I have high functioning anxiety. So exercise helps me move and think better. But also, I use Notion, I use Calendly, I sync all of my calendars together. So I have clients booking things, consultations, and then I really time block. So, I really believe that consistency is the secret sauce, right? So it beats motivation, I think, any day of the week because you show up when you don't want to. And a lot of the times, motivation's fleeting. And the same thing with your health and wellness. It's not going to be a linear upward path. You're going to plateau. You might feel like you set back, but those are the times you lean hard into consistency with the habits that create who you are, and then you build on top of them.
Mm. Yeah, I love that.
And you can work out anywhere, y'all. I've worked out on beaches, on park benches, on playgrounds, in hotels, out of hotels. Like, if you want to in like regular, parking lots, just figure it out and be creative. Like, movement's freedom, and you get to move. You really get to show up. And then once you kind of change that mindset of, oh my gosh, this is a chore. No, you get to do this because I don't want to be doing pistol squats in the middle of the grocery aisle at 80. That's my goal.
Yeah, right? Totally. Pardon all the camera changes here. Yeah, I know. And working out is important for me just in terms of feeling good every day. And I work out in my office, just on the other side of my desk. I usually do yoga or some sort of Pilates. I've got one of those little circle ball weight things, whatever they're called, and some dumbbells. But yeah, I try to make it to the gym, but I usually don't make it to the gym. And
Okay. Yeah,
I might even cancel it. I was just thinking, I might as well just keep working out at home. It's free.
Do what works for you. There's so many different things out there. Information's at your fingertips. And just because Sally's doing it doesn't mean that's going to be good for you.
Right.
And you have to figure out what that is. And, yes, information's at your fingertips, but there's universal messages like blood sugar. Don't even get me started. It's one of my favorite topics. Every single professional needs to balance their blood sugar for mental clarity, just in that aspect. It also helps with, weight loss. If you're looking for weight loss or fat burning, being in a balanced blood sugar is definitely going to put that in your perspective too. Helps with sleep, helps with cortisol levels. For men, if you have a high stress job and you're not sleeping, your testosterone tanks, and then that messes up your blood sugar too. So I have a whole topic about blood sugar, so I won't take up the whole show for that. I get excited.
Yeah, no, I can appreciate that conversation. Like I've had 2 doctor's appointments already this week. I digress. I've had to have part of my ear removed. Everything should be okay, but it's always scary when they have to biopsy. But
Yeah.
I've had it before, and it's just cartilage, extra cartilage that grows, and it gets painful. But anyway, I'll keep you all posted. I'm sure everything's fine. But David, anything you'd wrap up with in terms of an actionable tip with staying consistent before we move to the next topic?
Yeah, I appreciate that. I mean, certainly the calendar, the scheduling, the blocking really resonates with me, and kind of forcing yourself to give yourself a balance of productivity time, but also decompression time. Additionally, love the Calendly, love work and personal calendars all synced, so that goes nice and smooth. And maybe the most reliable for me in consistency professionally has been task management. Keep everything in a task management software, schedule out the work that you need to have done, give yourself deadlines, be accountable, and life goes so much better when you do that.
What's your favorite task management software?
It's changed over the years. At this point, I could pretty much use anything. So right now I do everything in HubSpot just because I love doing things in one place, even though that is far from my favorite task management software. But, if I'm dealing in the development world, something like Jira is absolutely wonderful. Other than that, I actually built one that I used this way I could have it my way for a while. So I got a little selfish.
Nice.
Love that.
Yeah.
I love how you just go and build things. It's always so
And
great.
having all that control is like a type A's dream.
Yeah.
That's right. That's right.
Well, speaking of type A, David, could you walk us through the journey of the deal from prospects to customers?
I could certainly try my best. I mean, every business exists, whether it's startup to scale up. Revenue, no business. So it all begins at the prospect level. And really to take a step before that, first you really need to have a brand, and brand is not a logo or a design. Having a brand is truly having a message, and a message that makes sense, and a message that adds value to people and brings them in. And so at the top of the food chain down, you start with your lead generation. I'm someone who started in the 90s with bulk email and sending 25 million emails a day. So I know the value of mass marketing, as well as being top ranked on search engines, and then really using affiliate marketing to drive specific customer acquisition. But all leads, as exciting as they are, have no value if you don't understand how to convert them into a sale and turn that into a transaction. And that is a whole nother process. You really need one mind for your brand. You need one mind for your lead gen. You need one mind for your sales process. And each one of those are very unique talents. And I'll just finish off the intro with, it really doesn't matter if you can convert a client if you can't keep them. So understanding customer success and satisfaction and being customer centric is so important to the entire process, not only going through, but lasting.
Yes, I love that. Thank you so much for sharing that, David. And
You're welcome.
you really do have a lot of experience with a lot of different channels. But what's your journey from the deal for customers to prospects to customers, Christine?
Well, like you said, you have to have a strong brand and a strong message. Really taking the value and your mission statement. I know it seems like so basic, but if you don't know who you're helping, then how can you help everybody? Because you can't, right? And I know for me, helping women, but women over 40, there's a specific market for that because, things change in perimenopause, and it's not a prison sentence, but it's just a little bit different to navigate. So I really try to bring that to the table, but also I use a lot of word of mouth, right? And I ask questions because my clients are the people I want to hire, or the people that want to hire me, actually. And I ask them questions and feedback all of the time. What are you struggling with? How am I creating solutions for them, right? And it's not so much about losing 10 pounds. Like your solution is the outcome of what you're trying to give them, right? And to me, it's more than just the 10 pounds. So you have to kind of go into that mindset and the psychology and having the right language to talk to your people. I can throw fitness, psychological science terms all we want, but if that's going to go over people's heads if I'm not really talking to my client. So having that right language, being patient, and always ask for feedback. Feedback is crucial, and it's really helped me build my brand too.
Feedback. Yeah, you're right. It's listening to the customers and letting that drive you. It's a good point. I like what both of you had to share. What was that?
I said I ask a million questions, and I'm just, because I have to know everybody's different, but there's always these universal threads, right? So trying to find what that is.
Yeah. And without going into too much TMI, I have shared it on TikTok, but I'm going through some of those stages that you've mentioned. I'm about to turn 40, so I'm not a spring chicken. And yeah, like
I'm 43. Get it?
Yeah, exactly. There's not a lot of information out there. Like science didn't really do women justice, unfortunately. So I'm glad there are people like you who are going out there and sharing more information and helping people.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, that's just such a great topic. So journey of the deal, audience, I want to hear from you. Like, what is your journey of the deal? Like, how are your prospects coming in? Could you tell us more, like for you, David? Like, you were growing there really fast for a while. I know you're like digesting it all. I don't know if you're still growing, like you're still trying to do as many sales as you were at some points. But like, how are you bringing all that in? Like, I know you mentioned a couple different channels, but do you work with different salespeople to help you nurture these prospects, or what actionable advice could you give to the audience who is looking to sell more?
Yeah, no, happy to share that. And intentionally, I find that in, startup to scale up mode, it's really healthy to go through these periods where you kind of ramp up and then you kind of plateau a little bit, really get a hold of everything, make sure everything's really refined and smooth, and then go pick another plateau point. So we're at a plateau about to go up again significantly. And the way that I have found, at least recently, to have the best success in terms of leads and prospects is number one on LinkedIn. Absolutely love LinkedIn in terms of really finding people who are a good fit for each other. I mean, it's so important that it really doesn't matter how many people you speak to, it's how many quality interactions have you had. And so, with the right messaging and the right tools, I've been able to really make sure that the people that I'm connecting with, we have a good value add to each other. So that has worked tremendously well. And I've actually, I think you guys addressed it a lot on the last show, which was really about strategic partnerships. So, having relationships with complementary ecosystem partners has been the absolute game changer for us in terms of quality growth. So, people come to us and they need funding, and we might bring them to Revening to get their marketing strategies. And vice versa. Somebody might come to Revening for marketing, but turns out they also need access to funding. And so then we can all build this system together of support value and really insert areas where we can help each other and drive business to each other and know that we're a right fit for everybody. So right now, that's been our methodology. It's working best.
That's so incredible. You've like taken community to this whole other level with ecosystem where, you have everyone sort of feeding into everyone. It's really been incredible to be a part of and to also just experience. So like Cherry Assistant, for example, been able to introduce you to them. And I also work with Cherry Assistant. Thanks to them, this show was made possible. We have Sabrina here in the comments helping. She helped put all the materials together, and she's a virtual assistant with Cherry Assistant. And I know you're working with them as well. And so it's like that all like feeds into this ecosystem, and so it's like you work with this person and we all know these people. And I've had many of your recommendations on the show, like Lisa from Safely Delicious, we had Imelda from Augieverse and several other just really excellent people, thanks to you. So I really appreciate the ecosystem. I like that word too, not community, because it's not like a Slack group, right? It's just like it's like referrals. Basically, you set up meetings with people.
Yeah, and really specific ones who we all have a good amount of confidence in that person's ability to develop and offer that specific thing. Not everyone's good at everything, but everyone's good at something.
Yeah, definitely. So incredible. Love this topic. I could get into it even more, but make sure everyone, you're entering to win these prizes. So I'm going to put them back up there. This is what you have to enter. So it looks like we don't have many entries on prizes tonight. So definitely put in hashtag revenue, which really quick before we go in any further, I'm going to try not to cover you up there, David. But could you both tell the audience a little bit about the 30-minute session they'd be getting if they put hashtag revenue in? I'm going to pull myself out so there's more room. So Christine, could you start?
Yeah, I'm going to teach you how to balance your blood sugar in 30 minutes. And it's not going to feel mystical or out of your reach. It's going to make sense for you. And it's a pretty easy strategy. When you tell a person it's a strategy of a way of life, people are locked in, especially my leaders, because it's all about a strategy.
Yeah, definitely. And David, how about the 30 minutes with you?
Yeah, absolutely. So in 30 minutes, I'm going to help you figure out what are the gaps between where you are now and what it would take for you to be able to be strategically funded, be it angel investors, private equity, venture capitalists, or other institutions, and also help identify what are some solutions that you can fill those gaps in, which then gives people 10 reasons to say yes and no reason to say no.
I love that. So incredible. Well,
Can I
thank you.
do hashtag revenue for David?
I was going to do the same for you, Christine. I just want to be clear.
Maybe you guys could just do a little trade and meet
Just
barter. It's where it all started. I don't know if you remember.
Yeah, absolutely.
WinsDay, bringing people together. I know we've got Randy here in the comments, and she met Matt in person one time. They met in the show. I know there was someone in California once, and they were in the same neighborhood. They're like commenting, and they're like, "Wait, I'm in Sacramento. What neighborhood?" And then they like narrowed it all the way down. Finally, they were like neighbors. Like,
That's
whoa,
so funny. What a small world. I think that's what LinkedIn is, though. There's 1 degree of separation, and then you have these networks. And that's the beautiful thing about LinkedIn is that it's better than any other platform. And you get to make connections, not just like a saved reel. Like you just make connections with people. I've collaborated with so many professionals, and just in the last eight weeks, I mean, Adam is on here. We are talking about leadership and health and wellness for leadership. And we just met like literally a couple months ago. So, David, I mean, it's like having this spider web. You have this 1 degree of separation, and now it just links out, and I think that's just such a powerful thing in LinkedIn that I've never seen on any other platform.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, I totally agree. In fact, I wouldn't want to live without it. Like now that I know what I know, I wouldn't want to go back to the days of, you had to go network in person. And it was only when you were with someone in real time did you have the opportunity to maybe cross paths. Like if you put me back in time, that would be torture.
Well, it's my current because I am restricted in LinkedIn jail right now.
Why?
Yeah, I didn't mean to rub that in, Jess. That wasn't.
I'm like, well, I've been building on TikTok, which is why we're live on TikTok. And I'm like fidgeting over here and building on YouTube. Not a bad thing because Google crawls on YouTube. And so it's allowed me to reshift my focus. I've gotten certified in sound healing, like randomly. So we had that at the retreat. So now at the next retreat, I can do the sound healing rather than hire someone, which she was amazing. But, it's just another thing to do.
Yeah.
Was going to get certified in yoga, but at this point I have 10 days left. I'm like, that's 200 hours. I don't know if I should do it. But yeah, I don't know. It's been a roller coaster, but I do have to say today I met with High Level, and it's like what this has really proved to me is I feel really good about the clients I have, because High Level, they're sponsoring me and they're like, they always give me good advice. But today they were like, we're with you through thick and thin. And here's what we think you can be doing on TikTok and YouTube. And they give me their thoughts and advice, and they give me materials, and they introduce me to people. So it's been a really great experience having them as a sponsor. Of course, that's the marketing you can't pay for, but they just support me beyond support. And then same with Cherry Assistant. Like, we wouldn't be live right now on the Reveting page if it weren't for Cherry Assistant. So Sabrina, thankfully, was willing, since she was an admin on the account, to set it all up to stream through her account. And thank you, Cherry Assistant. DJ checked in with me just today. He's the founder there. So with that note, I'm going to break real quick for an intermission, and you'll get to hear a little bit more about these sponsors. So we have two more really hot topics. So we're going to talk about integrations and the Google search bar. So stay tuned right after this.
Check these emails. Wait, I need to write the script. Oh my god, I forgot to schedule all my content last week.
I know the chaos of running a one-person business can feel too much sometimes. Cherry Assistant has become my secret weapon to success. Having an actual niche assistant has been so game-changing. But since bringing on one of their virtual assistants, they have been handling all my nitty-gritty tasks, from DMing people on my socials to following up with leads, even doing the cold outreach for me. Plus, they help with all the tedious admin tasks like managing emails, scheduling appointments, reminding me of appointments. Just imagine the time that you're going to have when you have an actual niche virtual assistant helping you with all these things. So with Cherry Assistant, you're never going to have to worry about the little things again. You get on a call with them. That way they can actually gauge your business needs, and they're going to help you fill the gaps. You go to cherrysystem.com, you can get on a call with one of them, and they're going to help you find your person. Now you can actually finally free up some time to focus on building your empire.
I want to show you how to do a voicemail drop. And voicemail drops can be really creative ways to reach your audience. And, many of us are spending a lot of time on the phone making calls, but hey, I'm here over in marketing to report that you can do a mass voicemail drop. And let me show you how. Let me log into my account here, Reveting. The hard part about any campaign is knowing your audience and knowing what you're going to say to them. Yeah, definitely check out Lead Magic if you haven't already. So what I love about Lead Magic is their lead scraper. You can see that right here. Also, another thing are the technographics. Then import that into High Level. So High Level for me, it's white labeled. It's app.reveting.com. So when you go in here, you're going to you can get your contacts in here however you want, the ones that you want to do the voicemail drop with. Once you know who you're sending your voicemail drop to, create a new workflow from scratch. And you can add in your trigger, which would be the tag that you add. For me, and for this example, I'll go ahead and say tag added, and it will be anyone who downloads my free LinkedIn 5-day challenge workbook that's on my LinkedIn page. And if you get that, we'll go ahead and wait just for a minute, save action, and then we're going to do voicemail. All right, so now I need to get a voicemail and I need an audio file. And luckily I have this just like free online tool. You can go to 123apps or online-voice-recorder.com. You can see it on the screen. And I am just going to record a voicemail Hey, it's Jessie Lezak. Wanted to follow up with you about the 5-day challenge workbook and course that you downloaded and see what you thought of it, if you've had a chance to complete it, and how I can support you on your journey to LinkedIn growth. Give me a call back anytime. My cell phone number is 510-335-9355. Thank you so much. Bye-bye. We'll move this in a little bit. Move that in just a tad. Save. Open so I can't see. So here is my recording. There it is. It's loading. Hey, it's Jessie Lezak. Wanted to follow up with you about the 5-day challenge workbook and course that you did. And that's how people will get into the voicemail drop. And I think you should try a voicemail drop too. And if you would like some support on that, I would love to help you. Just give me a call. You already heard my number in the recording, 510-335-9355, or you can email me at Jessie, just my first name, JESSIE @reveting.com. That's REVETING.com. Hope to help you with your voicemail drop here soon. High Level was my everything tool even before they became sponsors. And I use them for everything, email, workflows, as you just saw. But yeah, if you go to reveting.com/high level, you'll be doing your homegirl a solid and check out the free trial. And I'll love to help you out with it. So if you're looking to get started with a business, it's just a really great all-inclusive CRM tool that it's not like a big SaaS tool where you're going to be paying these like big SaaS contracts. But it is relatable to the technology of those big SaaS tools that I remember using as a CMO that, I can afford as a solopreneur right now. But I digress. Let's get into our third topic. So Christine, the power of integrations. Could you talk to us about what are you integrating and content marketing?
Well, I came from the world, I call myself an Instagram transplant. So I came from the world of Instagram and Facebook, and I've been there for about 10 years. I had to flip my audience a couple times. I was a fitness competitor in a prior life. So my audience are fitness competitors, and they're not who I'm trying to sell to. So I had to change up my marketing. And then I decided, hey, I got 30K followers on Instagram. Let's try a new platform. I felt like I was outgrowing the platform, and that's okay to outgrow things, right? And got onto LinkedIn, and I integrated a lot of what I did on Instagram onto LinkedIn. So I already had 10 years worth of content. I just had to change the language to get onto LinkedIn and really speak to high performing women. So when I'm doing my content marketing, I like to take pillars, and that really helps keep me organized because like Monday, I'll do fitness. Tuesday, I'll do nutrition. Thursday, I will do a client transformation. And then one day I'll talk about me and my life. So it's a lot more real. So that's how I kind of do my content marketing, but I also am doing more master classes too. And I'm taking these master classes and making them into just touch points. You can just buy this course for blood sugar. So it's really kind of just thinking outside the box when it comes to content marketing instead of just getting pigeonholed. I just have to post this every single day. There's purpose and intention behind it. And I'm really trying to talk to that person. And yes, my clientele is high performing female, but I also talk to men too. So in most cases, like their husbands are saying, hey, look at this woman on LinkedIn. You should go talk to her. And I've gotten DMs on that too. So the sky's the limit. What I've been doing is collaborating. That's been a really big thing I've been doing. And I know that David talked about, you hit these plateaus. I call them strategic pauses. I like a strategy. So that's the time to kind of slow down, but doesn't mean that you're not still progressing. It's just so you can hit that next level pretty hard. So with these collaborations, I'm starting other boot camps and I'm getting into women's corporate wellness. So with the collaborations, now I have a team of experts that I can bring into corporate wellness. So this has been crazy about how this has been. And like I said, I've only been on LinkedIn for less than a year. So anybody can do it.
Corporate wellness. LinkedIn is a great place for corporate wellness.
And now I have a whole team. So I also work for another company called O2X, and they're for tactical athletes. So I work with military, fire, and police. So I have a whole 3 years experience running workshops with them. So now I took that experience. Now I have a whole team of experts as well, getting them on LinkedIn. And now I can just go to corporations and be like, hey, you need us. And this is how it's going to increase your revenue. And when a corporation buys in their employees, the employees will buy in with them.
Oh, I love that. So you really can tie health and fitness back to revenue.
It is literally the golden thread in any category.
I
You can
love
talk to me about
it.
any industry and I'll give you health and fitness. It's the foundation of life.
I feel the same way. So at my retreat, we did yoga every morning. I incorporated that in there because when I was in C-suite, I ended up with shingles the first time because I got so stressed out. It was during the pandemic. I had 2 small kids. It was an essential business because it was a texting platform. So we had schools, hospitals using our texting application. And so I wasn't taking time for myself. I wasn't working out. I wasn't taking care of myself. So
Tears.
yes. Then the next C-suite job, I did more of that mindfulness. I did sound healing. I did therapy. Nothing wrong with admitting
No,
that.
everybody needs a therapist.
Improvement.
Have you tried Yoga Nidra before?
What is it?
Yoga Nidra. Have you heard of
No,
that?
but I have heard of
Okay.
it.
So it's great. Do 10 minutes, a habit stack. I'm all about habit stacking. Do things you already do, add in a habit, then do something else. You sandwich them in, so you're more prone to do it. And it's about consistency, right? So with Yoga Nidra, I call it the type A's meditation. When you tell a type A person to meditate, they're like, I just lost 5 seconds of my life and I can't get it back. And I thought I did 3 different things. I'm not relaxed. Now I'm more stressed, right? So did I nail that there? Does anybody resonate with that?
Yes, definitely.
David, I think I got something there. But
Oh, yeah.
it does, it helps you have more mind-body connection. So you will hear a voice telling you to, focus on your fingertips. I know, random, but such a place where you can kind of think about something, come back to the voice, and then bring that back into your parasympathetic nervous system, which is known as your rest and digest. You have your sympathetic and parasympathetic. We are always in our sympathetic. We are drive, right? And for women, we stress more frequently than men. And also, we have 80% more anxieties or mental disorders. We also have 80% more, we have more disorders, but also we have also more conditions too. So if you were to look at that as a stress relief, you can do that 10 minutes right before you go to bed. And who doesn't have 10 minutes? It helps you sleep better as well.
For sure. Absolutely. Well, thank you for that and for explaining that because did I mention that I bought sound bowls since I've been restricted on LinkedIn? Like I have them set up right over there. I just did my first sound bath live tonight. But I'm just a beginner and it was something I offered at the retreat. So now I'll just be doing it myself at the retreat. But there are a lot of the same benefits that you were just talking about in terms of like tapping into your parasympathetic nervous system and reducing your cortisol hormones, like the main stress hormone. And it's just interesting how there are all these different ways that you can and you should tap into these things.
Yeah. And stress is stress, right? It always has the same physiological response. I worked with people who literally get out of the way of bullets because it's fight or flight, fight, flight, freeze, but also deadlines. That is so stressful. But the same emotional response is going to have the same physiological response as the way you're getting away out of a car or bullet or like deadlines as like life bullets.
Oh,
So once you kind of tap into that even more, and even doing 15 minutes after dinner, just go for a walk, that's a power habit. So what you can do is it reduces your blood sugar. It helps you digest better. If you're doing it in sunlight, that helps your circadian rhythm, which is your rest and your digest. So you sleep better. And then also reduces cortisol. Plus it's fat burning. It's low impact cardio. So 15 minutes, who doesn't have that? One habit, 7 different benefits. Imagine stacking that for 3 months and where you would be. Think about like a 0.5% habit, like a 0.5%, 1% change, not like, that's why, New Year's resolutions don't work. 1% change over a year. Where is that going to bring you?
I love that. 1% every day. We could go on and on about this.
Sorry, I get so excited.
No,
so I talk too
it's
much.
a great topic. It's a
I'm
great
an
topic.
extrovert and a type A person. Okay, we got it all out.
Thank goodness for that, because it makes for really great content. So thank you. And now we get to learn about the Google search bar marketing. David, so you have taught me a lot about that and how you can
Show
do
us your ways.
research
Show us
to
your
traffic projections. What was that, Christine?
Show us your ways, David. Show us your ways. Google search Yoda. Please show me.
It's my pleasure. Absolutely. And, look, I've already carbon dated myself, and I've been doing web marketing since about 95. So everybody knows the power of Google. It's always been that way. And everyone has still been fighting and spending and investing more and more to be at the top of search engine optimization and be an organic link. Everyone has been fighting for AdWords to have a top advertising position. I think actually Google just recently got the lesson learned of they've been too powerful and charging too much, and so they're going to have some legal ramifications for that. But in the meantime, we all need it now. Technology and integration into services are ever evolving. So one of our ecosystem partners that we build into every incubation and every funding process is the Google search bar marketing. So when you go into Google, or you just go into your browser and you start typing and you get the 7 autofill suggestions, we have the ability to control that. And less than a handful of companies on the planet can do that. When that happens, a lot of information that is both good for your business, good for your revenue, and good for investment all come into play. So as you know, on Google, there's going to be search volume for any keyword that really fits your need. And that keyword could be what you think customers are searching for, or they could be searching for your competitors who are really well established, and you can sort of reroute 5 to 15% of that traffic. And that could be 5 to 15% of 50,000, 100,000, or even a million search volume. Now, that's one step, so that's great. There's search volume. You have the ability now to leapfrog everybody that's been investing in SEO and AdWords in a way they don't have a clue how to do. So you already have an advantage. But just like in the customer journey from, prospect to customer, there's a lot more that has to happen. So after your search volume, there's a certain percentage based on your industry that would be the standard click-through ratio in a conservative way that would be out of that search volume that you should get on a minimal basis. The analytics that we have access to get even more important for your business and for investment opportunity by being able to give us, based on your product, your pricing, and your strategy, what the conversion ratio will be. And through that, you could literally predict for 36 months your revenue. And if you utilize this strategy properly, you could, with the right resources and structured in the right investment, take a company from as little as 0 to 25 million in revenue or more by year 3. Now, again, a lot goes into structurally supporting that, but first being able to find the path to that, and then being able to be surrounded by people who can guide you through that process. This is a complete game changer and puts you at the forefront of what's happening right now. And it's rare that you get a window to be in that. And it's only a matter of time before more people catch up and it's on to the next thing, right? But for right now, we've seen companies 100x revenue from 400K a year to 40 million a year in just 2 years. And this works again for some of the big Fortune 500s, all the way to a phrase we like to use called 0 to hero for startups that want to plan their future.
Wow. It's been an incredible experience myself, David. Thank you for helping me kind of walk through that as well, so I can sort of attest to what he's talking about, where we took some of the keywords relevant to my business and got to see what some of the search volumes are on that. And then it's easier to put, a number on it, like he said, in terms of what the value could be there. So it's really interesting. And I'm so glad that I've sort of been forced to build on YouTube, because if you do think about it, like LinkedIn is great. But it has 1 billion users, or it did, like as of August, right? There are 2 billion viewers on YouTube every day.
Yeah.
So like, it's not a channel to like take lightly. Plus the Google bots crawl it because Google owns it. So the more content you can add in there, and like the words, that's what I've really been focusing on, is going in. You can put 5,000 characters of a description. So put your keywords in those descriptions. So then like, it's like a blog and it's like SEO. So then you start to appear for relevant searches that way. So it's not just about posting the video, it's also about adding the words in there as well. But I don't know, Google, I'm getting off track in terms of the search bar. But yeah, I don't know. It's so fascinating that you're able to do that. So how are you able to do that, David? Because not everyone can do that.
That's a who, not how problem. So at the end of the day, there's nothing that we're trying to figure out how to do ourselves. We're just, as a, ecosystem centric company, we are just focused on finding people that will add value to, number one, our overall process, which is really giving customers the opportunity to have success. Their success is our success. And so we know that lead gen has to be a consideration in how much potential a company has. So, we have our who for that. We have our who for following through the process. Another thing that's really important too is by being able to have a better prediction on what your traffic is, you can also predict what you need in terms of infrastructure. So what if you get all this lead gen, but you're not actually properly supporting it because you didn't have a clue what you're getting yourself into? So now you develop a new issue in your reputation for not being responsive to people. So there's a lot that really comes in a benefit from having more forethought.
Well, that's
Yeah.
good.
Yeah. What are your thoughts on all of this, Christine?
Oh, my mind's blown. I'm like, ooh, I think it's great. It's really for someone that's my business has 4 times more revenue this year, and which comes with more, I don't want to say problems, but more solutions that you need to have. So I'm in the process. I also hired another coach to help me with my group coaching, which is like a good problem to have. So I'm delegating more things, which as a type A person is not easy, but it's super helpful. And everything that you're saying, David, is kind of like, oh, that makes sense. That makes sense. And the more that you can get yourself out there and have your brand out there with the right messaging, the more people that you can reach. And like you said, Jesse, LinkedIn is just 1 billion. I mean, it is a billion, but there are other platforms that you can cross promote at. It's just kind of managing your time so social media doesn't suck everything in. So if you have someone like Cherry Assist that can help you out with that.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you for the plug there. They are awesome in that regard. David can attest to that.
Love them.
Someone answering your email, someone just like booking things for you. I mean, I do, as a solopreneur and an entrepreneur, like there's so many things to task off. It's not just I'm making plans for women. Like that's just like 20% of what I do, like social media takes up a lot of what I do, but it's also what comes with the social media. That's like the downfill. So
Yeah.
And one of the things we like to do and why I like Cherry Assistant is because like everything else in our incubation and into funding process, and Jessie knows this because she's included in this picture, it's to start at some level by bringing people in on a fractional basis. So you're getting a step at a time to grow in a healthy and rational pace. And just my personal experience with Cherry Assistant is that it has been a like lifesaver for our whole team. We've known the value of it, but DJ is just a great leader and it's a great company as a result.
Yeah. I'm a
and
big
think how much
fan.
you get done, like you can have so many reams of like revenue streams if you have someone doing other things for you. Like you get to have that creative space somewhere else, and then you're just like, just go. And I think that's one of the best things about being an entrepreneur is that you don't have to just stick with what you know. You can just branch out, and you meet people like David and Jesse, and you're like, holy crap, we could work together. This is great,
Yes. Which, like, Christine, if no one enters to win the Cherry Assistant 10 hours free, I'm going to gift it to you.
Oh gosh, that would be great.
Yeah, you might as well try it out.
My husband will send a personal message. My wife is not crazy anymore. Thank you for 10 hours.
Oh, they really are great. DJ is incredible. He's already sold 2 businesses in like 1 year. It's pretty great. Like, the people he's hiring are top notch, and they figure it out. They figure out a good grind. They even help me write my process. Like, so what needed to be done to make the show happen. So now, like, if this PA, for whatever reason, something happens, we have the steps in progress. Like, that's already happened, actually. I've gone through 2 Cherry Assistant PAs where the other transitioned. So we already had everything written out. So it was just an easy transition. Thanks to all their help.
And my husband wants to be an entrepreneur. Like, he already has his thing. He wants to drive yachts. Like, that's his, like, when he gets out of the Navy, he's driving destroyers right now, but later he wants to drive yachts. So he's trying to get into that business, but also like be a yacht connoisseur for people that are, you know, corporate business. So I'm going to plug him because he's doing his thing and he's really good at finance. So he is my CFO.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Incredible. Well, we did get Adam an entry on Cherry Assistant.
Yay, Adam.
If no one else enters, then Adam, it's going to go to you because I can't even run the draw if there's only 1 entry. So right now for hashtag revenue, we have 4 entries. We have 2 on personal branding and none on hashtag email, which is lavender. So let me show you this because we're going to be giving these away here in just a moment. But we've got hashtag headset will get you a free wireless headset so you can walk around during your Zoom calls with awesome noise canceling software as well. And prize 1 was high level to swag pack. Let me change our view here so we're not all like hidden. That didn't really help. So the first one is high level to swag pack 2 shirts and a water bottle and a hat. So you might as well get it. And then Cherry Assistant, enter to win. It's not too late. 10 hours free virtual assistant service. Hashtag headset gets you the headset. Hashtag email gets you Lavender Chrome extension free 1 year, their pro plan. And this will help you be more concise and more cognizant of your tone in your email. And then hashtag personal branding gets you 1 month free in my coaching program. And then hashtag revenue gets 30 minutes with both of the amazing guests. Thank you so much for sharing. We have the most entries right now on that one. It's always the most popular. People love the gifts from our guests. So I always appreciate when people do that. But we still have to do the Guru of the Week. And I think I just did that an octave higher than I normally do. So don't ask me why.
The sound waves are getting inside of you.
Maybe I do still feel the vibrations now that you say that.
Your blood sugar spiked.
Yeah. I like it, David. I like it. He's with it.
Maybe. Yeah, it made my voice like go higher.
Yeah.
So let's get into the Guru of the Week. I'm going to do a drum roll. I'm going to pull myself out of the screen. So it's just going to be the 2 of you and the pictures of the people that you suggested as the Guru of the Week. So, of course, the Gurus of the Week are people we suggest you go follow on LinkedIn because you might as well get some new content in your feed. Otherwise, you're just always following the same people. So, drum roll, who is the Guru of the Week? Let me pull myself out and put them up.
Oh.
Do they look familiar?
They look familiar.
Go ahead and take it away. Tell us about that.
Do you want to go first, David?
Christine, all yours.
Okay. Jacob Rupp. He is my my guru. He has helped me really not get into the mindset of a business owner, but also really charge for what I believe in and what I'm worth, right? And he has helped me increase my revenue by 4 times as much. Also with being on LinkedIn, it was the perfect storm to just kind of just go off. And he helps you really get more than 20K a month. Like, that's his thing. And at first I was like, ooh, I'm a little bit skeptical of someone that's going to tell me that I could do that, because how can you guarantee that? But he really works on the mindset piece. He also has someone called Rachel Eden, and she's the right hand to him. And he also has a group coach. So he has a group coaching where everybody is there talking about their, struggles, but also cheering them on. And we all check in with each other. So it's great accountability, and it's 8 weeks. Please go follow Jacob. You won't be, he's fairly eccentric because he's just very, in your face, which I like. But he's a great, fantastic business coach.
Yeah, thank you. And then mine is Dr. Kirk Adams. Dr. Kirk Adams, simply put, is a diversity, equity, and inclusion champion, and specifically in disability inclusion and accessibility. Just to kind of give you a quick rundown of this, more than $6 billion a year is lost in people who are visually impaired using digital accessible software and can't even check out to buy something that they want. Major companies like Target have lost hundreds of millions of dollars in that inability to be fair and accessible for everyone. And, Dr. Kirk is one of those who kind of teaches us you can do the right thing and also be profitable. Those two things can go hand in hand. And this leads into everybody being equally opportunity for employment, as well as being more compliant. And that's a big thing that you're going to see. Dr. Kirk is actually sort of encouraged and given us some good motivation. We've started a private fund that's going to deploy capital into companies. And one of the requirements that we'll be bringing into venture capitalism is that websites and companies are digitally accessible and available for everyone as a requirement for funding. And just want to thank him for that.
That's great.
Okay. Well, thank you both so much for giving us some new people to go follow. They both sound really incredible. So you had it, everyone, and we will try to get them tagged here in the comments. And if we don't, we might have to ask you guys to come back and tag them in the comments, just so everyone can go click to find them. But other than that, what was that?
Businesslift.com, and you'll be able to find him there, and what he has to offer and what he brings to the table. He's just a mastermind, so I highly, highly recommend him. He blew my mind away, so that's not easy.
Yeah, well, that'll be a good plug for the podcast. So thank you. We always repurpose the show for podcasts, so the audio stuff is good. Let me go ahead and give away these prizes. So really quick, we're going to be giving away all of our prizes, but one more time, could you both share, if people just joined, what will they be getting if they win the 30-minute session with you? Could you start, David?
Absolutely. 30 minutes on what it would take to make your business fundable, investable, and revenue generating.
Incredible. And how about your 30 minutes, Christine?
I will teach you how to balance your blood sugar, which every entrepreneur and business owner and professional need. It will help you think clearer, have more energy, and help you get leaner if that is your goal. Reduce your blood sugar and reduce your cortisol levels and balance your hormones. So I will teach you how to do that in 30 minutes.
Awesome. And all you have to do to enter to win is put #revenue on those prizes. But let's just sum this up. I'm going to start giving away some prizes. So we don't have Erica here with us. She had to jet right at 10. So we won't have the music playing when I run this, but I'm going to run the shuffle. Here we go. Let's see who's going to win the guest prizes. We've got Jenna, Randy, Adam. Who's the fourth? Is it Mark? I think Mark entered. Adam, you are the winner of the prize from the guest. Congratulations, Adam. If you could please fill out the form at reveting.com/win. We'll take your details and connect you with the prize givers so that you all can have the exchange. So thank you so much for entering, Dave or Adam, and congratulations to you. So let's see, what else are we going to give away? There are 2 entries on #personal branding. So we'll see who's going to win that one. Is it going to... Why can't I find it? Where is it? But really, where is it? There it is. #personal branding. We've got Randy or Jenna, who's going to be coming in the Taking Up Space program for 1 month. We meet 4 days a week. We talk about marketing strategy. Jenna. so excited to have you in the program. And I'm pretty sure you're West Coast, right, Jenna? If you're still here, put in the comments because I'm trying to adjust the program so it can work for people on all coasts. So it'll be interesting to hear from you what would work for you. Because right now we just meet at 10:30, 4 days a week, every day except Thursday. Because on Thursdays I meet with you, David. So we'll be meeting tomorrow morning, and I'm looking forward to that. But it's been a really great discussion. And before we log off and go to bed tonight, or do whatever it is that we do in our evenings, Christine, could you please start and just let listeners know a little bit more about your business, sort of how you're helping people, and if they think that they fit the mold of your audience and want to work with you, how could they reach out to you?
Yeah, so I'm a health and fitness coach for high performing women. I'm a one-stop shop coach. So we talk about nutrition, we talk about fitness, we talk about your wellness, hormones, sleep, stress level, because it's a whole body approach. You can't just look at one topic. And I work with a lot of high performing women that have high stress jobs. And I am a person that knows about high stress. I'm also a military spouse. So you can imagine how many times we have to pick up and move, but we get to start again. So that's the main thing that I say to my clients. You're never starting over. You're just starting again in a different spot because you can't start where you came from the beginning. And I really just hone in on also getting a better relationship with your body, having a better relationship with food, getting stronger, stop living small, let's live powerfully, and let's take the focus off the scale and let's just really step into our power. So you can find me on Instagram at Christine_LaVopa. You can find me on LinkedIn at Christine LaVopa. You can find me on Facebook, Christine LaVopa. You can also find me on my website at www.christinelavopacoaching.com. And I give complimentary consultations. So let's just chat, no pressure, but I know I can help you get to that next level in your health and wellness, get the goals, but also keep them for the rest of your life.
And as we learned tonight, you can tie it back to revenue. So, another way to consider growth.
And if I can do it, you can do it.
I love that.
Yeah.
And David, same for you. Could you please tell listeners a little bit more about Core Team Partners? And if they think that they want to work with you, how could they go ahead and reach out to you?
Absolutely. Thank you so much. Core Team Partners' sole mission is for startups and scale-ups to be able to have access to the information and financial resources they've never had before. And the goal is to help give you the who, not how mentality to ensure that everyone around you and your strategic plan ensures your businesses and your personal success. We'll be happy to look at what you're doing, give you the best insights we can. We have our own network of angels. We have our own private fund. Our goal is to make sure you're successful both in the short, medium, and long term. And so you can reach out on coreteampartners.com, email info@coreteampartners.com. You can reach us on LinkedIn. You can reach us through Jesse, of course, probably through a Cherry Assistant too, if you wanted to. I'm sure DJ could help you get to us. And if you have anything from a concept that you want to take into a business all the way to a business that is plateaued and you want to take it to the next level, you're a good candidate if you realize it's time to get some support.
That's awesome. Well, I have enjoyed working with you, and it's been great having you on the show, David. And same with you, Christine. It's been so awesome meeting you. Finally, I've been following your content for, I guess, probably a year now, almost, since you've been on LinkedIn and grew like astronomically in just a year.
It's crazy. So do you know who the VCNO is? So he's like the highest ranking naval official that has to be, the White House and the president have to do like the VCNO, like he's a 4-star admiral. Anyway, met with him and he's like, hey, I follow your LinkedIn. And I'm like, am I being punked? Is Ashton Kutcher coming out? Like what? And he started doing like a core movement to help your rotator cuff and your shoulder mobility. And he started like doing it in the middle of everything. It was surreal, but he was like, hey, I really follow you. I love everything you're doing. Like keep doing the good work. So when you hear messages like that, like the power of people that you can touch, it feels really good, but that touch can go to anybody. Your health and wellness is truly foundation of life. So treat it with you're the one only that you have, because it is.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. I love that. Well, on that note, everyone, I hope that you feel motivated to go take care of yourselves And we want to hear back about how you did that. Back here again next week, we have some more great guests. So they just booked. So we had some switching ups. There have been a lot of people like traveling last minute. There's a lot of trade shows apparently. So I'll be revealing that here soon. And if you're on LinkedIn, you can go to our Revening page and find it there. But until next week, I hope you all stay fit, healthy, and fully funded.